All right, so today we're diving into something pretty interesting. A new weight management supplement
Okay.
coming straight out of Japan from a company called Zona Corporation.
Interesting.
And we've got some of their info about this product and the key ingredient it's using.
Right.
Really, what we want to figure out is what makes this thing tick, you know?
Yeah,
What does the science say about how it works and all that?
exactly.
And what really grabbed my attention is how it blends traditional knowledge with a modern approach.
For sure. For sure.
It all centers around a natural ingredient, something with a long history in Ayurveda, which is super cool.
Definitely.
And there might even be a connection to longevity, which we'll get into.
Sounds fascinating.
So Nizona's info focuses on this new product they've developed featuring an extract of Terminalia Bellirica. Have you heard of that?
I have, yeah. It's got some interesting properties.
Okay, cool. Well, let's unpack that a bit more.
Sure.
What exactly is Terminalia Bellirica? Where does it come from?
Well, it comes from the fruit of the Terminalia Bellirica tree, part of the Cupertaceae family.
Okay,
And these trees are pretty common in tropical Southeast and South Asia.
gotcha.
Now, in traditional Ayurvedic medicine, it's been used for ages to support liver function and digestion,
Makes sense.
even used for gut health issues like diarrhea.
Wow, that's interesting. So a long history of use there.
Absolutely. And now research is exploring its potential for weight management, which is where it gets really interesting.
Yeah, that's what caught my eye. So how does this traditional remedy fit into the modern world of weight management?
Well, one of the key things they're looking at is its ability to inhibit certain digestive enzymes,
Okay.
specifically alpha amylase and lipase, which are really important for breaking down starches and fats, the stuff we eat.
Right, right.
And by slowing that breakdown process down, the idea is that the body might absorb less sugar and fat.
Huh. So it's not just about what you eat, but how much your body actually takes in.
Exactly.
That's pretty clever.
Yeah, and this could also impact blood sugar and triglycerides levels.
Oh, how so?
Well, by potentially moderating that breakdown and absorption of carbohydrates and fats, it could help prevent those rapid spikes in blood sugar and triglycerides that happen after meals.
Ah, I see. And that's where the connection to managing metabolic conditions comes in, right?
Precisely. It's all about keeping those levels balanced.
Fascinating. So we've talked about digestion, but I also read that it has antioxidant properties.
Yeah, it's the good source of polyphenols,
Okay.
which give it those antioxidant capabilities, helping the body defend against oxidative stress.
Right.
There's also research suggesting potential benefits for heart health, maybe through regulating cholesterol levels.
So it's doing a lot more than just blocking things.
Right.
What about its impact on gut health? Does it do anything there?
Well, the anti-inflammatory effects of Terminalia Bellirica can definitely contribute to a healthier gut environment.
Okay.
And that's super important for overall digestive wellness.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's all interconnected. A balanced gut can influence so many aspects of our health.
It really can. Now, one thing that really intrigued me was the mention of adiponectin.
Ah, yes, that's a fascinating area.
Can you explain that connection a little?
Sure. So the information suggests that Terminalia Bellirica might help increase levels of adiponectin.
And adiponectin is
It's a hormone that plays a role in metabolic processes, how our body uses energy.
interesting.
And what's interesting is that there are differences in typical levels between men and women.
Like what?
Well, on average, men have about 8.3 micrograms per milliliter,
Okay.
while women generally have higher levels, around 12.5.
That is a pretty significant difference.
It is, and there's even research looking at how this ties into longevity.
Really? Tell me more.
Well, there's this one study they mentioned that compared adiponectin levels in women who live to be over 100, centenarians,
Wow.
with younger women.
Okay.
And the centenarian group had significantly higher levels, averaging 20.3 micrograms per milliliter compared to 10.8 in the younger group.
So potentially higher adiponectin, longer lifespan.
That's the suggestion, and it seems especially pronounced in women.
That's a pretty compelling thought. Makes you think. So let's bring it back to Nizona's product here.
Okay.
What does this all look like in their actual formulation?
Well, it comes in capsule form.
All right.
Each capsule contains 215 milligrams of the Terminalia Bellirica extract,
Okay.
and they recommend taking between 2 and 6 capsules daily.
So it's considered a dietary supplement.
That's right.
Now, besides the extract, what else is in these capsules?
They've got some other ingredients, what we call excipients, things like maltose, crystalline cellulose, fine silica, calcium stearate, and titanium dioxide for color.
Okay.
These are all food and pharmaceutical grade, approved by the Japanese Ministry of Health.
Gotcha.
And they're essential for making sure the capsule is stable and that the active ingredient is delivered effectively.
So think of them as the helpers, making sure the medicine gets where it needs to go.
Exactly. And the capsule itself is made of gelatin.
Pretty standard. And any info about quality control in the manufacturing process?
Yes. Nizona states they adhere to good manufacturing practices,
Yeah.
GMP standards.
That's reassuring.
Yeah.
All right. So to sum it all up, we've got Terminalia Bellirica,
Right.
a natural ingredient with a rich history in traditional medicine, now being explored for its potential in modern weight management,
That's a great way to put it.
possibly helping us digest fats and carbs a little differently,
Yeah.
and maybe even boosting this adiponectin, which some studies suggest could be linked to longevity, especially for women.
It's fascinating how traditional knowledge is finding new applications.
Absolutely. And I think the big question for you, the listener, is this.
Okay.
Given this potential link between adiponectin and living a longer, healthier life, what other natural ingredients used for centuries in different cultures might hold similar benefits we haven't even discovered yet?
That's a great point. It really makes you think.
It does. It's something to ponder as we wrap up this deep dive.
I agree. There's so much left to explore. Fascinating stuff.
It is. Really is.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
My pleasure.
Till next time.
See ya.
Take care.
You too.